Now, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is speaking. Let's listen in.
Prices up, rates up, debt up, taxes up, time's up for Justin Trudeau. Common sense Conservatives will vote non-confidence, not just in this plan, but in Justin Trudeau, because it's time to replace him with a new common sense government that will bring home powerful paychecks that buy affordable food, gas, and homes in safe neighborhoods. Listen, this is someone who's doubled our national debt. He's added more debt than all previous prime ministers combined. Next year, we will spend more on debt interest in Canada than we do on health care. That's right. We will spend $52 billion paying interest on Justin Trudeau's debt and only $51 billion on health care. We're going to spend, Trudeau wants to spend twice as much on debt interest than on our military. And how are people living? After 8 years of Trudeau, food bank use has reached a record-smashing 2 million. Housing costs have doubled. And yesterday, he repackaged all the same programs that have doubled housing costs, gave them new names and more money, which we can expect will only make the problem worse. And finally, he's giving $15 billion tax dollars to hire 1,600 foreign replacement workers. The Prime Minister is literally bringing in replacement workers to throw our hardworking union families out in the cold. So Windsor families won't get the jobs. Foreign workers from South Korea will, paid for by Canadian tax dollars. $15 billion of tax money works out to $1,000 for every family in Canada to hire replacement workers from South Korea. If Justin Trudeau is proud of having wasted this money, he should publish the contract. Be honest, bring the contract out, prove to us that there are any guarantees at all of jobs for Canadians. I bet he won't do it because he is giving our money to foreign replacement workers and putting our workers out in the cold, something common sense Conservatives would never allow. And he wants to go ahead with his plan to quadruple the carbon tax. Quadruple the carbon tax when we have 2 million people going to a food bank right now. Quadruple the carbon tax on seniors choosing between eating and heating. Common sense Conservatives will axe the tax. We will cap spending and cut waste to balance the budget and bring down inflation and interest rates. We will lower income taxes to bring home powerful paychecks that reward hard work. And we will build homes and not bureaucracy by incentivizing cities and other bureaucracies to get out of the way so we can build, build, build. This is the common sense of the common people, united for our common home.
Monsieur Poilievre, quand vous dites time's up, est-ce qu'on doit comprendre que vous allez présenter une motion de non-confiance pour renverser le gouvernement minoritaire?
Nous allons voter contre le gouvernement.
We will vote against the government on the economic update, and that's a non-confidence vote.
I wonder if you have some thoughts about how that might make Canadians feel. I know you've got many members in your own caucus concerned about this.
It's always unacceptable for any government to assassinate anybody anywhere in the world. And we want to see the truth come to light on all these matters. Conservatives, common sense Conservatives have called for a foreign agent registry, but Justin Trudeau promised he would bring in last spring, still hasn't. We're almost at Christmas. We're wondering when that foreign agent registry is going to appear.
Why do you vote against the Ukraine free trade agreement?
The carbon tax deal. We're against putting a carbon tax into any trade agreement. We are in favor of the free trade with Ukraine. In fact, it was Conservatives that brought in free trade with Ukraine. Justin Trudeau decided not to go ahead with a trade deal. He decided to go ahead with a carbon tax deal. And I really think that it speaks to how pathologically obsessed Trudeau is with the carbon tax, that while the knife is at the throat of Ukrainians, he would use that to impose his carbon tax ideology on those poor people. The last thing they need is a carbon tax when they're trying to rebuild from war and from this illegal invasion by Russia. Common sense Conservatives will, when we take office, continue with our free trade record with Ukraine. We will remove any reference to the carbon tax, and we will actually put in things that will help, like selling Canada's civilian-grade nuclear technology and uranium so that Ukraine can power its economy emissions-free, like allowing Canadian defense workers to produce munitions and sell them to Ukraine so that Ukraine can win the war for its freedom from Russia. None of these things actually made it in. Trudeau wasn't interested in those things. In fact, yesterday, you should be asking him why his party voted against a supply agreement for Canadian defense workers to produce munitions and other technologies that would help Ukraine win the war, because he's not interested in that. He's interested in a carbon tax, and we are against carbon taxes.
Est-ce qu'un gouvernement conservateur se retirerait de l'accord de Paris sur le climat?
Pardon?
Would a Conservative government withdraw from the Paris Agreement? Answer, we are not proposing that.
Well, we will be voting on that. What we find ironic, though, is that Justin Trudeau is bringing in 1,600 replacement workers from South Korea to work in the $15 billion deal. They're replacement. They will be replacing Canadian workers. They will be replacing Canadian workers, which makes them replacement workers. And by the way, they will be replacing what would have been union workers. So they are. If I could, they will be replacement workers. Workers that will be taking jobs from union households in the Windsor region. And Justin Trudeau has to tell starving single moms, seniors, and small businesses why every household in Canada is paying $1,000 in taxes so he can give a $15 billion grant to fund 1,600 replacement workers from South Korea that will push Canadians out of jobs. The other point, then,
Vous avez l'intention de couper, M. Poilievre, pour éliminer graduellement le déficit.
What's the intention of cutting to gradually eliminate the deficit?
Nous allons annuler le fonds vert de $2
We
milliard
will eliminate the Green Fund, which is $250 million that is extremely corrupt. We will eliminate the Infrastructure Bank, which is $35 billion. We will eliminate the ArriveCan app.
Nous allons couper des contrats.
We will also be cutting consultant contracts, which are exorbitant and have gone up 100%, and that includes McKinsey and other liberal companies. And we will put in place a common sense law, and that will force my government to find $1 of savings for every dollar of spending. That's how we can balance budgets. That makes sense, and that's what I would do as Prime Minister of Canada.
All right, Pierre Poilievre talking to...
We've been listening to Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre respond to the economic false statement that was put out by the Liberal government yesterday, saying that he will place a vote of non-confidence towards this statement.